All right, Mindy Levinson working on a clean and jerk here. Great job being flexible, working on something new with split jerk. I know it's something different, and hopefully as we move through this cycle, we'll get a little bit more comfort with the lift. And that's honestly all it is just trying something new, some new footwork, exposing ourselves to a lift that we're not all that familiar with. But it was a great try, great first attempt. It was really fun working with you, Mindy, and I had a good time on this day. So Mindy right here is working on a clean and jerk, again breaking into a split jerk for the first time. So some things that we'll take a look here that with regard to footwork, particularly on the jerk, that's something we can all learn from. The jerk is a funny thing. I mean, especially split jerk. It's a lot of moving parts, particularly with the feet if we haven't done it before. So it's just a lot of things to drill down, especially if you come out of a heavy clean. So without further ado, Mindy, we'll take a look at our clean and jerk here. First thing that I'll talk about is your stance. I think our stance is a little narrow with regard to the distance we have with our feet. I would say we probably need to spread those feet out just a little bit more. There's a compromise that needs to happen when we clean or snatch in terms of how wide our feet are versus how narrow they might be for this first phase or first pull. You know, when we deadlift a weight, we might have a more narrow stance. The difference here with the clean and a snatch is going to be that eventually we're going to learn how to receive this weight in some form of a squat. When our feet and our stance are narrow, it just makes the lift a little bit more challenging. So let's investigate or try starting with a little bit wider stance. Something that's just maybe inside of what you squat with normally or about what you squat with. But right now, just a little too narrow. Other things that we're going to take a look at, and Mindy, just kind of a checklist from when we start, is we're all shaped differently. I've said this many times. But one thing that you can kind of think of every time when you approach the barbell is barbell at around the ball of the foot. Arms will be straight in the starting position, which yours are, but if somebody looked at you from a profile view, your arms should be vertical, not forward or behind the barbell, so perfectly vertical with the barbell, and shoulders maybe just slightly in front of the bar. I mean, you get those things dialed in, and it's a good starting position. In other videos, I talk a little bit about loading the quads more by starting with the lower hip, and that's good as well. But getting that first bit out of the way is a good start. So moving into the clean here, really the first thing that we'll see, Mindy, and I know we talked a little bit about this, is the early arm bend. So we're starting to bend our elbows pretty early. Boom, right there. And what we really want to do is keep our arms extended and straight all the way to when we get to this position known as the power position, or at the pockets, or actually in this case at the clean. What we should see is with our arms straight, this barbell is going to be a little bit lower on our thighs, maybe about mid-thigh right there. And that's a good power position to start with. Heels on the ground. So, and I'll tell you that's a hard thing to clean up, but arriving at that position with heels on the ground, arms extended, chest now vertical, and then looking to extend at the ankles and extend at the hips. So a tough thing to work on, but that's something we can drill down in some of the lifts that we're going to be doing here throughout this cycle. From here, Mindy, we get good extension for the most part. After that, we actually probably overextend and see how our back is starting to go. We're starting to kind of lean backwards, and you'll see when you actually receive this weight, see how we're kind of cranked back a little bit. I'd like to see us just keep our chest vertical, drop and scoop those elbows, and receive this weight just as you would begin a front squat. So just a little bit overextension of the hips, a little bit overextension at the top, and receiving this weight kind of in a weird position to start with. But I like a lot of things you're doing. It was a great effort, especially working on this clean and jerk, which is this split jerk, which is new. So same thing again here, Mindy. A little bit more narrow than we'd like. So I would actually start with those feet a little bit wider for this jerk part. The next piece here is when we do split, a little more forward on the lead foot, maybe at least another half or a full foot length's distance, and your back foot is probably not in too bad of a spot right now. But a little bit more forward, driving our chest forward on the lead foot to get this split jerk out. And that'll allow us to get our chest through and head through, and this lift will become a little bit easier than what it was. But I mean, I really liked the effort. It was something new, and you really did well with it. We'll practice the footwork. I'll talk to you kind of offline about some things we can do, but you're really going to nail down this lift and be happy, hopefully, with what we do. So really enjoyed it, Mindy. It was good working with you, and look forward to kicking ass with you for the next 2 months.